Welcome back, my friends, to yet another battle in the Crimean War. We are actually playing with an Anglo and Turkish force. That's right, they are joined together here in Crimea in an attempt to, of course, drive the Russians out of the peninsula. It's going to be tough, though, and certainly they have a very large army over here awaiting us. There are going to be even more armies as I progress through this campaign, and I've really just been showing you the battles of this campaign. To actually get a full campaign overview, you want to check out our Civil War campaign. I'll put a link down below for that. But here on this battlefield, I am hoping to come out with a victory and hopefully not to lose too many men. The fact is, this is the largest battle I've actually played in the game so far, and I really want to see how these units perform. If you see some of those units are essentially at half-mast, the reason being they've been in previous battles, they've lost quite a few of their men, and so we're not facing these guys with our full strength, unfortunately. Now, of course, I'm making use of that single tile move. Basically, as long as you grab both units here, and they're on the same tile, that counts as one move. Now, I'm not really hard up for turns, but it's a good bit of advice in the future for you to keep in mind. I was kind of hoping that the Russians would start focusing on just one area, which is what they typically do, but actually, that army is approaching all at once. So, every single one of our groups here has to be on their best behavior. We've got those Ottoman riflemen. They are a lot better than I expected. Of course, they have seen a lot of combat, so they're going to be beaten up, hopefully. And actually, Griffin mentioned this, that there is a possibility of maybe a veterancy system coming to the game. I'm not sure if that's... don't quote me on that, but that would be pretty cool, because a lot of the times when these units get beaten up, you know, they don't actually learn from the massive losses they've taken. And that would be exceptional for them to do that. Looks like the Russian cavalry got some Cossacks here, getting quite close. Let's see if we can't go ahead and make short work of them. Unfortunately, these guys are currently bogged down. And let me see if I could actually separate this infantry. I certainly could, but I think it's actually better for us to keep these guys together. However, we've got a cavalry unit in reserve. So I'm going to get him prepared to attack there. Move the infantry forward, and I might just hold these positions. As you can see, we've got an uphill position. I think it's probably best for us to just go ahead and make use of it. Here we go. In this way, we can actually have one of our Ottoman units up there prepared to defend. We've got these guys back here just in case we need them. And I could even take this cavalry and bring them over there, or maybe just keep them here as a reserve unit. I think that's what we'll do. Let's grab this cavalry. Just advance a little bit forward. Fortunately, they're bogged down. Let's go for it. Here we go. First volley. So our British unit's first taste of combat here. Of course, these Ottomans have seen plenty, but the British troops, they're fairly new to the area, though they've taken some hits here. So they have certainly been in some battles themselves, though not nearly as many. Got some more movement over there where we sent our cavalry. Curious to see what they're going to do, but I might simply fall back with our cavalry. It's actually something we've done quite a few times in previous battles. So here we go. Go for the good old-fashioned shot. I am going to go for the flank attack. And I'm going to fall back with our own cavalry back into the woods. In the meantime, I will look for targets of opportunity here. As you can see, we can hit them with our cannons. We could probably also move these cannons up here. I'm going to put them on the front line. No, sorry about that. I'm going to put those cannons on the front line. Oh, that shouldn't have done. There we go. And this way, we can also target the enemy over there. Once they get close enough, we'll move them back, and we'll have our Ottomans start firing. I think that's about all the movement we can do early on here. Oh, that's right. We could push our cannons up. I'm going for it. Keeping these guys back in reserve. Should have just moved them together, but I'm not sure how to flip them all at once. So we'll put them in reserve. Here we go, folks. Tremendous. Absolutely crushed them. Of course, we got our cavalry coming back to take cover behind the lines. Get those cannons. Right. 2 columns. They've got some men over here, though I don't suspect they're going to be using them. Let's hit them with arty. And we could even almost afford a cavalry charge, but I'm going to be cautious about this. I will move the cavalry over here and kind of try to lure the enemy in. In fact, we'll do something even better. We'll put these Turkish units over here and prepare to engage. It's that simple. Get these guys forward. Of course, with our artillery, I am going to keep on peppering the enemy with shot if I can. Boom. And we might as well start bringing these guys back over here. They're going to be really of no use in this area. Let's see how that works. So we've got a bit of a spear point over here outside of our line, just to sort of throw the enemy off a little bit. We could still fall back anytime we want and take position again over here, but I don't necessarily think that's going to be necessary. Again, we are trying to maximize firepower here, and when they're together like that, that really gives me the chance to do as much damage as possible. The question is, could I get a shot this turn? And I think the answer is undoubtedly yes. Those Turks are unbelievably brave, so let's use that bravery to our advantage. We can also move in with some line infantry and get a shot, and I'm going to get our cavalry on both sides of the enemy here. As you can see, going for that good old-fashioned absolute slaughter is what I'm really going for. But will it work? I think we'll see. We'll find out very soon. And you know what I should have done? I should have simply turned this cannon towards the enemy there. Because they're not going to send anybody from that direction, I don't believe. So let's start heading that way. I'll just keep the cavalry right where they are. Let's see how this works out. So, of course, we're trying to trap that Russian column over there. Quite a lot of men, but if we get a chance to work on them, hopefully we can really lower that number. Really nice shot there. Actually forced a small retreat. The question is, can we follow up and really make this work? Unfortunately, our Turkish units were forced back with a pretty vicious volley of fire there. But look at that, we've got them in our crosshairs, or I should say, our cavalry's crosshairs. We are just on the outskirts of Sevastapol. Of course, they are going to send their strongest units, and quite a lot of them. Although these are mainly just standard Russian line infantry, one of the benefits of being the Russian player is, of course, the fact that you have fairly inexpensive units. So you can get a lot of them. So here we go. Let's open fire. Our Turkish units can also go ahead and get another shot, and why not? And I am going to charge. Hopefully do a double charge here and completely wipe them out. And with the remainder of these units, what are we trying to do? Simply damage the enemy. In fact, I'm even going to get this cavalry unit over here to potentially go for another charge. Fire up here as well. And I think I'll keep these Turkish units back here. They took quite a nasty beating. I don't want them to keep on getting smashed or knocked around, really. It's gonna have to do for now, folks. Let's hope it works. Nice! Pretty devastating. And unless I'm crazy, I think we may have actually gotten some friendly fire there. Not sure how that worked. But yes, we absolutely destroyed that unit. Still a Russian unit right here, however. And once again, our cavalry are getting into position. And man, dude, they want to cut off some Russian heads for sure here. There we go, frontal hit. You gotta love all of the artillery we brought to the field. I feel like now we should just go ahead and completely walk over the rest of the enemy. We're actually going to push the attack. And we're going to do 2 different cavalry assaults over here. Is it risky? Of course, but all good things are, aren't they? Here we go. And we'll move forward with these redcoats. We should have actually moved forward with them first and fired. Nonetheless, I think we'll be just fine. And let's have these Turkish units start turning towards the existing enemy. The might of the Allies makes itself very apparent in this one. And there we go, a back hit. Yeah, we've got them quite trapped here. They actually got a shot at our cavalry here, which is quite unfortunate. There we go, and that should send them off the field with the back charge there. Wonderful. We still got some enemies to deal with, of course. The battle is not over. Though it certainly feels like it. AI seems a bit confused now. As you were. There we go. And sure enough, we are charging in on these guys. I'm going to try to get in there with the infantry. Although I'm going to end up hurting my own cavalry. But, you know, it's like William Longshanks says, right? We might hit our own men, but we'll hit theirs as well. Come on, we've got to think that way in this kind of a conflict. Let's push forward. Some shots with our Turks here. I want to get that positioning a little bit better. And we're, of course, closing in on that last location where the Russians seem to be holding out. And what do they have over here? Some cavalry and some artillery. It's nothing to be too concerned about, I don't think. But, of course, in a campaign situation like this, obviously I'm not showing the follow-up battle. However, you know, you obviously hurt your own men if you lose men in one battle. So, for instance, if you get a Pyrrhic victory, if you manage to win but lose a lot of men, you're still not going to necessarily win the campaign. So what I just did there, a bit more for show than anything else. I wouldn't actually want to do that if I was following through with the campaign itself. There we go. Be able to wrap it up right there with a good old-fashioned charge. But I must say the Russian force is steadfast. They are not just giving up. I'll bring the Turks over here as well to assist. But the rest of these guys really do have to put their focus towards the enemy right there. Let's prepare for a charge. We can probably get a charge with this unit. There we go. And of course, I'll start moving forward towards the defending enemy. The reason these cannons can move so far, by the way, if you guys haven't figured it out, is they are, of course, horse-drawn. So they can really make it quite a distance before having to stop. Yeah, let's move these guys forward as well. And that's okay. We have plenty of orders, so I'm not even going to bother moving them together there. They're still firing, knocking down some of our cavalry there. Well done. Did, however, wipe them out over here. So it's really just down to these 3 units. Charge! Sabers at the ready. That's what I'm talking about. Disperse them entirely. Of course, we lost some cavalry, but those are acceptable losses, to say the least. We're going in for the killing blow. They're both on the same tile. So I actually just realized that, and that's definitely good news. It means we can probably deal with them fairly quickly all at once. Oh boy. Yeah, they're not giving up yet. They're going to try to give it one last stand here, it seems, over at the townhouse. And it looks like these guys are already in a square formation, and just in case we get cavalry charged. So I think they're in the perfect formation for the given situation. What we'll probably do is just concentrate fire with the artillery, with that infantry unit, this one as well, and just charge the cannons with our cavalry. I think that's the way to wrap this one up for the big victory. Can't hit him this turn. That's all right. Next turn it is. And boom. And sure enough, we can still get a shot up here. Oh, that's such a shame. We are bogged down. We're bogged down here as well. I should have taken that into account. So that's a great example of a mistake you can make, for instance, in a multiplayer game that could cost you the game. Because, see, that's going to give them a chance to just fire away at our cavalry for one turn. There's nothing we can do about it. We just have to stay put and take it. All right, here we go. Fire at will. As you can see there, they may have wiped out that cavalry unit entirely. I believe they did, as a matter of fact, or at least greatly damaged them. They do get a bit of a defensive bonus over here, but it looks like they are also stuck. They're also bogged down by the mud, so we're both suffering from that. Yeah, look at that. Bogged down. One of our units is ready to go. And go ahead and get a flanking charge on the enemy. Why not? So move our Turks up. Get a shot. You know what I should have done? I should have fired the cannons first. Hold on. This is what we'll do. Fire first, and then move the Turks up and fire into the cavalry. Fantastic. The rest of you men can start celebrating, because this battle's almost over. Get the tea out. Tea and Turkish delight is what we're going for. I couldn't think of something more traditionally Turkish. Oh boy. Yeah, they got right past us there. Alright, well, our cavalry is going to deal at least with their artillery fairly easily. There we go. Nice. Still got the side hit. Thank goodness we're in square formation. And look at that. Because of that square formation, we can continue firing. We don't need to stop. In fact, I am going to turn that cannon just in preparation of that unit being a little farther along here. And there we go. Completely obliterated the Russian cavalry. I'm just hoping we don't lose too many of our own cavalry units taking out this cannon, but I don't think we should. They're still bogged down. One more attack should finish them off. There we go, my friends. Another victory in the glorious Crimean War. And just to show you I wasn't kidding when I said we're right outside of Sevastapol, I am quite serious. Look at those casualties, though. Of course, 8,700 on the Russian side and 6,000, essentially, on our side. A vicious battle nonetheless, but thankfully we came out on top, and there we are, right on the coast. Well, thank you so much for watching, folks. If you want to see a full campaign, make sure to let me know in the comments below. Look at that, we've got another battle to face. We'll check it out in another video. Take care. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It means everything to this channel. Also consider becoming a member today. It's only $3 a month, and it really, really helps me out. Thank you, guys.